So you challenged me to tell my story, and I tried to tell as many good stories that had some modicum of depth to them in my life, so I think it's time for you to do the same. However, instead of a draw my life format, I would like you to do it in an interview format. Your interviewer should be you, and yeah, see what you can come up with. Bonus points if you can get you and your interviewer in the same shot, and well, even more bonus points if you guys aren't just sitting there in a room exchanging pleasantries.
Challenge accepted. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our show. Today we have a special guest, critically acclaimed artist and TV personality, Natalie. Welcome to our show. Thanks for joining us. Thanks. It's good to be here. To begin with, Natalie, let's talk about your childhood and teenage years. What was it like growing up in only one place? Did you ever regret not seeing more of Canada? Well, I'm not sure exactly where you're getting your information from, but I've actually been in every province of Canada, excluding the territories, and I've lived in 3 provinces myself, including British Columbia, Alberta, and Nova Scotia. Oh, right, okay. Well, where would you say that you're from? It's pretty much impossible for me to distinguish just one place. While I would consider British Columbia to be my home, I kind of like to think of myself as just being a proud Canadian. Well, what a patriot you are! While we're on the topic of your childhood, I've heard that it was in your childhood years that you started playing video games. Care to elaborate on that? Yeah, well, I started playing video games when I was a kid on my computer using good old MS-DOS mode. My favorite game being Wacky Wheels, which was just kind of your basic racing game that had a bunch of different animal characters that you could choose from. That was just a lot of fun. My first video game console I got a little bit later. It was a PlayStation, and I got it for Christmas, and the first game that I got that came with it was Spyro the Dragon, which I loved. Like, it's still one of my favorite games. Now, talking about video games, Natalie, is it true that you would consider yourself a bit of a nerd? I have no idea what you're talking about. Right. Well, tell me a bit about some of your favorite hobbies. I've heard that you enjoy baking in your free time. While I don't hate baking, I wouldn't exactly consider it a favorite hobby. I do enjoy things like playing video games, obviously, playing board games, spending time with my family and friends, playing sports, going hiking, playing guitar, listening to music, that kind of thing. I did actually try making a pie once. I was literally crying by the time I was done. And would you say that your favorite pastimes have been influenced by anyone else, or did you find them on your own? While I have had friends influence me to try new things, for the most part, I've done what's interested me or what I thought looked really cool or fun. For example, my dad introduced me to video games, but I was always on the lookout for what was new, and I even saved up my allowance to buy my own secondhand Game Boy Color because it was something that I really wanted and that I really wanted to try playing. Another example I can think of is when I was younger, I read a magazine, and in it talked about karate, and I was like, what's this? It looks super cool. And so I convinced my parents to let me try it out, and I ended up practicing for about 8 years until I kind of just grew a bit older and got into other things. And has anyone ever been inspired to try something because you shared it with them? I think the only significant example that I can think of is the show Once Upon a Time. When it first aired, I just fell in love with it, and I thought it was so amazing that I had to share it with my other friends. And I think that I know at least 5 people who started watching it and are still watching it because I introduced him to them and convinced them that it was an amazing show. Oh yes, everyone loves a good fairy tale. Now, moving on to a different topic, you recently did a video about the environment and did a spoof on how it never changes. Why is it that the environment is so important to you? While I wasn't always what you might call an environmental activist, it was actually in my first year of university that I took a course that taught me about how we relate to the environment and how we impact it, and how in turn it impacts us. And it kind of just encouraged me to want to learn more about it and to understand how we can take care of it better. Since then, over time, I've come to see the environment as something that was created for us. And because of the fact that we depend so much on it, and because of how much it affects us and how much we rely on it, I believe that it's our responsibility to in turn take care of it and make sure that it is around and that it is there for us to continue using, and for our children and our children's children, and so that we can just continue to thrive. Well, you've certainly made me a believer. Now, to begin wrapping up this interview, I just have a few more questions for you. To begin with, it's well known that your favorite sport is golf. Care to talk some more about that? What? Where did you get that information from? You know, golf. You enjoy watching it and playing it, don't you? Yeah, that is definitely not true at all. Oh, alright then. Well, moving on. When you go out to parties, as you usually do, you're often the center of attention. What do you think it is about your personality that is so infectious? I wouldn't exactly say that my personality is infectious. I mean, maybe when I'm spending time with a small group of people or hanging out with someone one-on-one, but even then, I kind of usually just prefer to listen. So, are you saying that you are in fact an introvert that would prefer to stay at home or just spend time with close friends? Yeah, that's pretty much exactly what I'm saying. Fascinating. Alright, Natalie, for my final question, I just want you to tell me, how long has pink been your favorite color? Are you kidding me? That's it. No more questions. I'm done. Well, that was unnecessary. Hey everyone, thanks for watching this week. We hope you enjoyed getting to know a little bit more about me and exactly what makes me tick. Since we don't really have any other orders of business this week, since we are above chastising you, Andrew, for your tardiness last week, we're just gonna get right to issuing you your next challenge. As you all know, the holidays are coming up soon and everyone is starting to get into the Christmas spirit. That being said, your next challenge is going to be Christmas related. Basically, what we want you to do is to create your own version of 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. Since your ABCs of a College Student Life video did so well, I thought maybe you could do something around that theme, but really in the end it's up to you. As usual, Andrew, we hope you enjoyed this video, and we look forward to seeing your next update on Monday.